Hey guys, my name is Ryan.
And I'm Miska.
And welcome back to Overwatch Central. First of all, happy St. Paddy's Day. Blizzard have changed a couple of things in Overwatch with some hero and balancing changes, so this video is quickly going over them and what we think of them. If you've missed a previous patch notes video we made, you can click on the screen now to catch up. With our introductions out of the way, let's get into the changes.
So let's start off with a quick melee. The damage was decreased from 50 to 30 and the cooldown was decreased from 1.5 seconds to 1 second. Now this is the melee attack that all heroes have on their V button, with the exception of Reinhardt that has his hammer which just swings with the normal click, so this does not affect his damage. The melee nerf is pretty big for heroes like Genji, Roadhog and Tracer that use it a lot in their combos and playstyle. Sometimes this will even make the difference between having someone escaping and finishing them off.
For the heroes, Bastion is up first with a minor nerf. The duration of his ultimate tank mode has been reduced from 10 seconds to 8. It's a call that we like. Bastion has a great ultimate which now feels finely balanced, but we often find ourselves waiting for Bastion's ultimate to be over, but once we emerge from the corner we were hiding around, he still has it and he shoots us in the face. It also of course makes it so Bastion has to act a bit quicker, as he only has a short window of time whilst his ultimate is up. It's only a minor change, but I feel that it's a good one to make sure that Bastion is balanced spot on.
Genji got a bit of a balance change with a health increase of 150 to 200, but his shuriken damage was reduced by 20%. This Genji nerf is great. He was used so much in competitive and the shuriken snipes was a real pain in public matches as well. The health buff is more than justified for a damage nerf like this. We'll see how exactly this affects the meta, but it definitely impacts it heavily.
Hanzo's scatter arrow can no longer headshot you. This is probably our favourite change of the night. We were getting very frustrated with Hanzo's skill shot, as we like to call it, as we felt it was very unforgiving when on the receiving end of it. But now it feels that we have more chance of surviving through an attack which before was very sporadic, RNG and essentially not fun.
The Riptire health was reduced from 150 to 100 hit points. As someone who played quite a lot of Junkrat, I feel like nerfing him a bit more is more than fair. He was already in a great position after all the buffs in previous patches, so lowering the Riptire HP makes a lot of sense. This will also make it easier to kill the Riptire for all the new Overwatch players that are joining us in just a few weeks.
Mei has had a couple of touch-ups. Her primary fire now freezes you 15% quicker, with her secondary fire rate being decreased by 15%. It's a bit of a neutral change, but it takes some of the power out of her second ability and puts it into a primary one. Her secondary ability felt far too strong when Mei was buffed, but we're really starting to enjoy Mei at the moment, and we hope that this change has put her into the balance category for launch.
Symmetra was nerfed as well, with an ultimate charge cost increased by 30%. This means that you get her teleporter way less than normal. Symmetra was used a lot more in tournament play lately, and even in public matches we've noticed how quickly you get the teleporter. An increased cost is the right way to go for sure, and it'll be interesting to see how this affects the stats for the point capture maps when defending point A.
Our penultimate hero is Zarya, which has had a nice buff. Her particle cannon strength has been increased by 25%. This is huge for those that love our Russian queen. When Zarya doesn't have any form of charge, she hits like a wet sock, and it can be quite difficult to get into that stage where you're running with 80% weapon charge, especially with the recent nerf to the durations of her barrier on teammates. I think this is a hero we need to play for a little bit and sort of get to grips with her now. We will let you know whereabouts she sits on the overpowered / underpowered spectrum.
Zenyatta's Discord Orb was nerfed and is now removed by immunity effects such as Mei's Cryo Freeze, Zarya's Barriers, Zenyatta Transcendence and so on. Zenyatta is so strong if you have a decent aim and good positioning, but since the orbs don't require aiming and just stick to the target, it feels natural to add more ways of removing them from heroes. Together with the Zarya buff that Ryan just mentioned, Zarya will be a lot stronger since she can remove Discord Orbs from not only herself but also her allies.
And that's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. Be sure to like the video if you want us to cover all of these patches as they come out. It's a much smaller patch than the last one, but we still felt it was important to go over. Be sure to subscribe for more Overwatch content. We have a guide going out tomorrow, hopefully something on Saturday and Sunday, so be sure not to miss them either. Until next time, take care and we will see you then.